Dun dun dun, testing audio. Looks like we're good. Let's get started. Oh, hang on, I gotta pick a snack. Oh, I suppose I can go with the pickle. Oh, this is gonna end well. Do I want to eat the pickle? I kind of need to eat the pickle, I think. Oh, look at that, I got a notification I'm alive. Thanks, then. About time. Just double check that rumble is up. What does it look like? Oh, no, there it is, 57 seconds later. So we're good. Move that across there. Bring that up. And bring up what I'm talking about. Okay, think we are golden. Let's do this. And good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to today's episode of the Law News and Laughter podcast. I'm your host, Aussie Overlaw'd, a larrikin loudmouth from Melbourne, Australia, who generally just likes to bring you some stories and occasionally a little bit of legal know-how. Hey, look, I got through it. Fabulous. Things that I won't be talking about today. Apparently, Bernie Sanders is pushing for a 32-hour work week. I have yet to work out exactly how they're planning to use that to wreck the economy in America further, but I'm sure there's something. A Melbourne woman has had a close call after some pool chemicals erupted into a gas cloud after she put the entire container into her pool. Because, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do with the high claw tablets, is dump 4 or 5 of them in the box into the water. That works. A golfer who sued a Michigan golf course after he crashed his golf cart has had his case dismissed. Guess he struck out on that one. And a Nobel Prize winning author is being sued in China for distorting history. The CCP is suing somebody for distorting history. Go figure. Things we will be talking about today. An ex-Mississippi police officer has pled guilty to making a man lick urine off the floor. We'll look at a Vox article that bitches about people swearing so much. And searches for Texas VPN jumped by 1,750% after Pornhub was banned. Epic Games is taking on Apple and Google in Australia over alleged misuse of market power. And New York has finally disbarred a certain infamous copyright troll who made not insignificant amounts of money for sending cease and desist letters that weren't necessarily legit. So, what's that? Stupid chat, I sent you a new intro for me, it's perfect. Yeah, but I paid for the other one. Less hours equals more pay equals crash economy. Pretty much, because what it sounds like what his bill is looking to do is push through a 32-hour week, and then everything you work beyond 32 hours is then classed as overtime. So yes, if you're working the same hours, you're getting paid more, and it'll be interesting. You open for that story? Yes, appreciate it, Jason. Although I think I grabbed a different set of the article, but I do appreciate the emails. Cheers. Instructions are a thing, aren't they? They are on occasion. Where are we? So, just quickly, wow, there's 50 people watching already. Hello, peeps. Did you miss me? Jem, hello. John, good to see you. Megan Untold. Jason, Neo Dark Matter. Cornerstone Organic Garden. That seems like a new name. Hello. If it's not, I do apologize, but little brain addled. Oh, which reminds me, hang on, let me just check whether or not I've got the text back from the wife yet. She hasn't said anything, so I think we are a go. Ooh, I'm in dangerous territory here. Do I wait for the confirmation or do I just blurt it out? Screw it. We'll do it live and we'll live dangerously because I too like to live dangerously. Directly after this, guys, the family and I are taking a trip to Grazeland. That is Graze, G-R-Z, G-A-R. Graze Z-E, land. Not to be misconstrued with a certain area in America where there may or may not have been kids involved. It's basically a food fair that's there permanently. And we're going to stream the entire thing. It's going to be a family trip. We're going to take you guys with us so you can see all the weird and wacky foods we can try out. Basically, the little one is extraordinarily excited, and I'm thinking pancakes with something, but we'll see. We'll see exactly where we go. Jude Watson, good to see you. Yeah, Dark Matter, Stingy, yes. Guy Fan, hello. The Only Brown, hello, new watcher, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm very glad. K-Rab, hello. Basic economics, raise wages, prices go up, rent goes up, employers let people go or go out of business. It's a win. Yep, not. Hello, Just Dawn. Keeping Gem company in the in the middle of the night. Good, glad for that. Isn't that where Elvis lived? Oh shit! You're right. Graceland was Elvis, not Michael Jackson. Fuck! I was thinking in Neverland. Oops. Anyway, let's get stuck into it. Welcome to today's episode of Law News and Laughter, people. And yes, Stingy. So Stingy sends me things. Stingy and Jason both send me things basically on a daily basis for me to go through and react to and have a look at and potentially bring up on stream and that sort of thing. This morning, Stingy sent me a sandwich that he made that looked like a heart attack waiting to happen, and I wanted 4 of them. Ginger Gem, hiya from Ontario, Canada. Hello. To be fair, Elvis's daughter was briefly married to Michael Jackson. But we all know the reason that fell out. Oh, you didn't make it? Okay. Cool program so far and killing time before what the hell's are on the Lego stream. No, fair enough. That's from a barbecue place. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Now, first things first, it is Sunday morning my time, Saturday for the US, which means it is Try New Thing Day. And I think I'm going to regret this. Because what I have left in the bag so far for snack-wise is the Tapatito pickle. And for drink-wise, we have Lester's Fixin's coffee soda. Now, from what I understand... Hey, Maud. From what I understand, this is... There's no reason why this company should still be in business, because most of the time their customers are like, one and done. You don't generally go back. So... Ooh, a pickle. Where are we? Let me I think this is a twist top. No, that is not a twist top. I'm going to need my keys. Oh, crap. I did not think that through. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. All right, I'll get to that in a minute then. Let's do the pickle. Ooh. This is either going to be delicious or it's going to make me gag. I'm just going to, just for the camera, just. It looks so bad. Based on what carbonated tea tastes like, I'm guessing carbonated coffee is vile. I'm going to find out. But more to the point, I'm going to try this pickle first. And yes, I'm just delaying it at this point. All right. I don't want to swallow it. I'm not sure if it's just because it was a top, and so it had like where the sprout was and all that sort of stuff. Like it's spicy, it's tangy. It's not entirely unpleasant, but it's definitely not for me. And I am not finishing that. I'm not. Yes, it had a nipple. Ugh, ugh. And the funny thing is, that may not be the worst thing that I put in my mouth today. Which is really freaking annoying. I can't believe I left my keys out in the other room. Oh, can I open it with this, maybe? Maybe? Bit of Aussie ingenuity here. I'm using a spanner to try and open a bottle, which not uncommon at the Bathurst 1000 or the supercars or anything. Shit. I don't know. I don't want to pause the stream just to go and get my keys. You'd think I'd have a bottle opener within reach, but anyway. It's a gas station pickle. Yeah. Why not have some tea? Chase that with the coffee soda. I'm trying to, but I can't get it open. Is that your Sunday brekkie? Yeah. Okay. Let's get stuck into some actual news, because I want to start with something that may just make me puke because it's mildly related. And when I say mildly, I mean very, very tangentially. Hang on, where'd the chat go? Oh, there it is. Where are we? Present, share screen. Man charged with vile acts at Safeway market. A supermarket employee pleasured himself onto produce. There ain't no pleasure in that, I'm just saying. And other unsealed merchandise, according to Colorado police, who say that the videos of the vile act were found during a recent search of the man's residence. He kept video of himself doing it, you freaking moron. Stephen Masolta, 32, was busted last month on charges that he... Is it too early to use the word masturbated? Jerked off, came... I don't know. Outside numerous coffee shops and What? So this isn't even in Safeway. What? He was busted on charges that he did it outside numerous coffee shops and businesses in the Fort Collins area. At the time of his arrest, cops executed a search warrant at his home and seized electronic devices containing incriminating video evidence. That cachet, which investigators are still reviewing, resulted in last week's additional misdemeanor and felony counts being filed against him. Since his February arrest, Masolta, seen at right, well, who else's photo is going to be in there, has been held in Larimer County lockup in lieu of a $25,000 bond. He is scheduled for a March 22 court appearance on the new counts. The police probe of Masolta has determined that he was employed at a Safeway store in Fort Collins for a brief period ending last month. Yes, he busted all right all over the lettuce. Yep. Videos recorded by Masolta, police allege, show him doing it onto fruits, vegetables, and baked goods. Don't come on my cupcake and tell me it's frosting. All of which were not commercially sealed inside the supermarket. Oh, no, you freak. The clips have allowed detectives to identify alleged victims, some of whom were believed to be minors. As a result, he's been charged with 16 attempted sexual assault. 16 charges of SA on a child. Ew. What is wrong with this dipshit? As the probe of him continues, they anticipate additional charges and more victims being identified. Until recently, he appears to have been a resident of Sacramento, California. Is he the ice cream man? Ew. Really? You didn't lose your appetite after the pickle? Oh, thank God for Coke. I can just wash the flavor out of my mouth. So when he says a fruit and vegetable stand, he sports wood. So when he sees a fruit and vegetable stand. Guess not, Hayden, if you've already said it. Pleasuring himself might be more PC. We don't do political correctness here. It was more just... I was trying to work out timing-wise, but it's already after 10 a.m. on a Sunday for me. It's in the evening for most of you guys, so I'm not really concerned. I just had to work out if it was okay coming out of my mouth. That was poor phrasing. But going on from that, we can move on to, where did it go? Toes sticking out of the ground. Human remains found in a backyard of a Florida home. Officials say the home was under renovation. Police were investigating Thursday morning after human remains were found buried in the backyard of a Jacksonville home, according to a Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. News 6 reports that the owner of the home, located on Sunnyacre Drive in Magnolia Gardens, said he discovered toes sticking out of the ground as he was doing some yard work, according to a woman who was helping the owner with it. See, here's the thing. Is this whole thing about where it's okay if you bury someone on your own land in order to avoid taxes or whatever it is? From California to Florida. Here we go. Next in line's Ohio. Maybe. Know that there's lots of things that happen in Florida that scare the crap out of me. Me too. We were working inside the house, and then the owner came into us and said, "Hey, there's something here. We have to call 911." I said, "Okay." I was shook, said the woman who did not want to be identified. The source shared photos with News 4 Jax, News 4 JAX, home of the fuzz, of what appeared to be a human foot sticking out of the ground. They were all black and stuff. Feet of color, thank you very much. But I guess that was from decomposing. I stand corrected. I just hope that everything gets solved. My reaction to this is just craziness. I would never expect this, especially at a house that I'm working at. The owner came into us. I'm pretty sure that's from him working outside, finding the foot, and then coming into... You know what? There's no great way to say that. Because even if you say going into them, it's just, no. Imagine bringing a vegetable tray to your Uncle Frank and he whips it out and cranks it onto the broccoli. Oh, no. Hey, Wangsbury Shaft, how you doing? Me and my son, we were both here and we're just looking around trying to see what else we need to do to the house. We put new windows in, a new kitchen and a bathroom in, just trying to make it right for the next homeowner, he said, the homeowner who did not want to be identified. I want to offer my condolences to the young person or to the person they found at my property. No family at all should have to go through that. That's the first thing I want to say. No family should have to go through that. You would need to do your due diligence. Alligator buried his dinner for later. Linda, you have no idea how accurate you are, because we will get to that in a second. Jacksonville Sheriff's Office were called to the scene Wednesday night. Florida Gulf Coast University's forensics team, along with the Sheriff's Office, were on the scene for hours conducting their investigation. They saw the news agency saw 3 blue tents in the backyard where investigators were sifting through the dirt. Ooh, were there 3 bodies? Or was it just that the one body was spread out over 3 areas? It's now up to the medical examiner's office to determine who the person was and exactly how they died. The body tells you everything about the case, and in this particular case, when it's a buried body, there's usually some extensive level of decomposition. Said safety analyst Tom Hackney, who oversaw these types of investigations throughout his 30-year career in law enforcement. He said it's a meticulous process. It may take days before they actually get to the point where they render a decision that gives investigators who this is. Investigators want that quicker because once again, once you start that murder investigation to figure out who's somebody else, that's the first piece of the puzzle that you need to try and figure out what happened to them. We don't specifically know that this is a murder. I mean, it damn well sounds like it. But what fertilizer do you use on your lawn so that it grows toes? Wood chipper clippings. Don't alligators hide their food underwater? They can do if they're anything like I don't follow alligators anywhere near as closely as I do as crocodiles, but crocodiles will hide their kills under logs, under fallen trees, which is effectively a log, Hayden. Jesus. Underwater, under rocks. They'll wedge it so that basically they prefer it when it's got a little bit of tang to it. They prefer a little bit of decomposition, which is I suppose it adds to the flavor for them. I don't know. It's just love a body buried in the garden mystery story. The neighbors just hope there will soon be answers. It's a hurtful feeling having someone that's lost and you don't even know what's going on with them. I'm praying for the family. I know that it's going to be detrimental to them. Early on Thursday, some people came by the property hoping to find out if the person was their loved one who had been missing for some time. The case is now pending. Oh, Stingy has a question. If you went camping with someone, woke up the next morning with a headache and pants down, would you tell anyone? Just my proctologist. Really? That's really the question you got to come up with? I just thought they ate when they were hungry and it just did slow digesting like snakes. Yeah, I mean, look, once I bring back... Oh, hang on, you know what? I should show the stinger because there's a whole bunch of new people here that will have never seen the stinger. I'm bringing back...
Hey! Hey! You okay there, Mr. Crocodile? Huh? Wake up, wake up, wake up! You need some lotion, Mr. Bad Skin? Huh? Huh? Yeah, there you go. Ah! 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 Oh, God! Oh, God! Ah! Ah! Ah!
It's not specifically going to be today. I'm waiting for the green screen to come in. But basically, I'm going to go back to talking about animals and stuff as well. Because, I mean, it's not like I'm unqualified for it. Because, you know, I mean, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it well. I'm going to do it properly. But I'm going to start with the cassowary, move on to quokkas and crocodiles and all that sort of stuff. So for those of you that have seen it, it's going to be kind of like... when they had on Whose Line Is It Anyway, when they had like Colin Mockery in front of like a green screen and he had to sort of guess what the footage behind him was. I'm going to do something along those lines, but I'm going to know what it's actually behind me so I can actually talk about it and go, crikey, look at the size of that fucker. You know, that sort of shit. We'll see. Hayden loves slugs. No, Hayden detests slugs. So, what do we got? Yeah, about the animals? Yeah. What about the drop bears? We'll get there. We'll get to drop bears as well. But more to the point, this feeds into this one. Alligators in New York. Oh, hang on, crikey! Alligators in New York. An 11-foot, 750-pound alligator's been seized in New York from our home. Look at this. Look at this thing. Crikey! Authorities have seized an 11-foot, 750-pound alligator that was illegally kept at a residence in Hamburg, New York, a town about 20 miles south of Buffalo. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation... I'm sure they could have made that name slower. Shorter. Damn, that pickle's messing with my head. Ladies, I'm sure you've had that before, where a pickle has really just been stuck on your mind. They said that the alligator was captured on Wednesday by officers with the department in the interest of public safety and health. Wait, what? In the interest of public safety and the health, safety, and protection of the alligator. Okay, that makes more sense. It's not immediately clear what prompted the alligator's capture. I'm willing to bet it was someone getting bit. Because otherwise, how would they even know that the alligator was there? Crikey, look, it's a crocodile. I'm going to touch him bum. Rumors that there are crocodiles in the city sewers in New York City. Yeah, but they get beat up by the turtles, so, you know. The alligator has numerous health-related issues, including blindness in both eyes and spinal complications, said the department, adding that it was estimated to be around 30 years old. Why does Hayden need to think he's Steve Irwin? Can't he just hit the gym and think he's Paul Hogan instead? No, because I don't want the tax problems. Look, someone once accused me of hamming up the Australian stuff a little bit too much. I decided then and there that I sort of had to lean into the skid and act a little bit more of the stereotypical Aussie, hence the hat. But it just seems appropriate for the animal stories, you know? No way, someone got bit. No shit, Sherlock. Hey, bye, Franz. Is this like when I had furniture delivered to my apartment and when I went to move, I couldn't get it out because it had been assembled inside? Maybe. It sounds more like they were worried about the actual health issues, though, because apparently visitors were allowed to view and pet the alligator. It was later learned that the alligator's owner originally had a license to keep the wild animal, which expired in 2021 and had not been renewed, making the possession illegal. See, that annoys me. That really freaking annoys me. I got a letter in the post the other day because I have to pay for the right to have a dog. Every year, I get something in the mail from the local council that says, here's your bill for having the privilege of owning a dog. Almost $200. Just so I can keep the Labrador. If someone passes whatever test or whatever it is in order to get a basic wildlife license or an advanced wildlife license or whatever it is in America that allows you to keep an alligator, it should not expire. Steve Irwin's a world treasure, always missed. Authorities found that the owner of the home had built an addition to his house and had installed an in-ground swimming pool to keep the alligator. He also allegedly allowed members of the public to go into the water to pet the unsecured alligator. That's stupid. Yes, Angel has a certificate. I agree. Yes, should have kept your guns. Yes, I agree. The alligator was turned over to a licensed caretaker who will house and care for the animal until it can be properly transported for permanent care. The department said that the charges against the owner will be determined after all evidence is analysed and a licensed veterinarian assesses the wild animal and its health. I'm assuming this is the wild animal that's being assessed for its health. Oh, man. Okay. Got that. All right. We got to talk about the Mississippi cop that decided to make a guy lick pee off the floor. So, trigger warning. Happy Pretend to be Irish Day, Aussie. Happy Pretend to be Irish Day to you too, Nuclear. To be fair, you have to get a license if you're going to get caught. That's a good point. You should have to research so animals will be looked after properly. I disagree. If you know what you're doing and you're looking after the animal, then it's... I mean, you're effectively saying the same thing as... Oh, well, I mean, driver's license expires, but I mean, like, once every 10 years should be fine. But anyway, moving on. Mississippi ex-police officer pleads guilty after making a man lick urine off a jail floor. I can't tell if this is the dipshit that did the licking or if this is the dipshit that made the dipshit do the licking. A former Mississippi police officer has pled guilty on Thursday to a federal misdemeanor charge after authorities said he forced a man that he had arrested to lick urine off the floor of a jail cell. Ugh. You freak. And you know that he was rubbing himself when he did that too. Michael Christian Green, 26, lost his job as a Pearl Police Department patrol officer in late December, 4 days after security cameras showed the violent encounter in Pearl, a suburb of the city of Jackson. Green, who has a large cross tattooed on one arm and the word blessed tattooed on the other, seems irrelevant, but okay. Who took the piss, the guard or the prisoner? I'm guessing probably the prisoner. Hunch! How you doing, buddy? Owner needs to sue for emotional distress. How do we know the gator wasn't his service animal? Where are we? He stood calmly before the federal magistrate judge on Thursday and did not dispute any of the accusations read aloud by a federal prosecutor. When Judge Andrew Harris asked how Green was pleading on the charge of deprivation of civil liberties, that's what he got charged with? Okay. I kind of feel like they could have hit a few other charges in addition to that, but anyway. Oh, we have audio!
Michael Christian Green pleaded guilty to a charge of deprivation of civil rights.
Nope, never mind. That's just someone reading the article. Early on Thursday, Pearl Mayor Jake Wyndham said he held a news conference and condemned the brutality against a person in detention. I don't understand how you treat someone like that. Clearly, he's never been to a BDSM club. Although court documents did not mention race, why bring this into it then? Although the court documents did not mention race, Green is white, and a Pearl spokesman said the man that he arrested is Latino. I don't give a flying fuck what the color of your skin is. You should not be forced to lick pee off a floor. It's irrelevant. Once again, too dumb to remember there are cameras everywhere. Pretty much is what it boils down to. Speaking of stupid taxes, have to spend $200 extra here for suppressors. Most countries in Europe require you to have one for hunting. Oh, that sucks. I like you, Hayden. Otherwise, I'd refer to you as Peter Garrett. Yeah, the funny thing is, I have nothing in common with Peter Garrett. A, I have a full head of hair. B, I have half-decent political views. And C, I've never been in a crappy band. But cheers, I appreciate that. Have to bring race into everything? I suppose. In this case, the punishment should fit the crime, an eye for an eye. Because the bad guy was white, that's why it's mentioned. I think you might be right there, Jim, but I don't know. I get that a few people got a little bit pissed off because the few shows last week had a little bit of a racial tension tinge to it. So I'm trying to avoid that those sort of stories at least for a couple of days. The trouble is I've got to hit things when they're topical and when they're important. I mean, the whole thing about certain states and police departments altering criminal records to skew statistics, I think that can probably wait until later on next week because it seems like it's been going for a long time and it's going to keep happening for a long time. So I'm not so sure that one's topical and needs to be hit on the head as it's happening because I'm pretty sure that one is going to be a reasonable story irrespective of when I do it. So, all right. Let's move on. So we're moving on from, where was this? Mississippi. We're going to hit New York. New York strap hanger shoots aggressive rider in the head after wrestling gun away from him during a fight, according to police. A fight aboard a packed Brooklyn train on Thursday afternoon took a horrific turn when one strap hanger wrestled a gun from an apparent agitator and shot him in the head, police say. The violence on the rush hour northbound A train erupted when a 32-year-old man was confronted by an aggressive 36-year-old rider after boarding at the Nostrand Avenue subway station at 4:45. A hunch, not yet, but it is on my list. I actually think that Sally watched it on Twitch not long ago. I meant to sit down and watch it with her. I'm sorry, I had to mute. That pickle is not sitting well. NYPD Chief Michael Kemper said at a press conference, "I'll beat you up," the alleged aggressor barked before hurling curses and trying to provoke the man into a fight, according to footage obtained by the Post, which we'll watch in a second. Come on, there's babies on here. One woman could be heard pleading, but that didn't stop the 36-year-old who pounced on the other man, pushing him into a two-seater and delivering several blows. I thought this was about a fight, not a sexual assault. Oh, damn, everyone's on the... Is it? For a split second there, I wasn't sure if that was, I think The Rock and Pitbull had a love child. It was not a fart nuclear, it was the chair. During the clash, the alleged aggressor, wearing all black, flashed what is believed to be a knife or a razor before digging through his jacket and eventually pulling a gun. The train car erupted into screams, and the strap hangers rushed to the opposite end, with several throwing themselves on the floor, according to the harrowing video. Chaos ensued. Just a random photo of, I don't get the... Smoked pickle sounds interesting. No, for those of you that missed it and came in late, the new thing that I tried this week was the Tapatito pickle. It is not to my taste. Chair, what about the dog? Chairs don't smell. I would never blame Angel for a bad fart. The 32-year-old managed to yank the gun away from the other brawler, and he fired multiple shots, striking the other man in front of dozens of commuters. Commuters. Use your words, Hayden. At least 4 shots were heard on the footage. The train doors opened as gunshots rang out, and panicked commuters bolted outside into the AC Hoyt what? How do you pronounce that? Schmemmerhorn stations. Schmemmerhorn. That sounds like my 5-year-old trying to pronounce a word. Schmemmerhorn, which houses the NYPD's 30th Transit Precinct. Officers with their guns drawn flooded the car, witnesses said, and the shooter was arrested before he even stepped onto the platform. The 36-year-old man rushed to Brooklyn Methodist Hospital in critical condition and was undergoing surgery. Police believe that the two men were total strangers. It is not clear whether the shooter will face any charges, with the police stating the victim appears to have been the aggressor. Oh shit, you think? ABC journalist, oh, that's a scathing indictment there. Joyce Philippe was riding the train in a different car when the mayhem unfolded. Philippe posted a separate video on social media showing terrified strap hangers ducking for cover in the moments after the shooting. "Where's the NYPD? Oh my God," one woman exclaimed in the clip. Close the door, close the door." People were crying, praying, huddled amongst each other. Philippe told the Post it was a very fearful moment. So which would be worse? Take a bite on my clip. I haven't watched your clip yet, so I'm going to say take a bite. Sounds like a clean self-defense case, in all honesty. Dude attacks people, pulls a gun, only to die by his own gun. I don't think he's dead. I mean, if there's been an update, let me know. But as far as I'm aware, he's not dead yet. City officials blasted Thursday's subway violence, which comes after shootings underground. What? Which comes as shootings underground have skyrocketed. What? Why? What? What? Is it because people are fearful of being underground? I'm very confused right now. Oh, he is dead? Okay. When you bring a gun on a train and you start a fight, it's not right and it's absolutely outrageous, Kemper said. MTA chair and CEO Jano Lieber said the real victims in the incident were the other commuters who feared for their lives. Get rid of the guns, Lieber fumed. When there's guns involved, we can't live with it. Oh, for crying out loud. That's always the response and the excuse. Remove the guns. Why? You have to ask. It's New York City. And though in another car and out of the immediate area, much like AOC, he'll say he was almost ended. Maybe because I live in a little Mexico, it didn't seem authentic enough. Notice that Chuck Schumer is quiet. Source told the Post that the subway car from Thursday's shooting was covered in blood and ballistics when police arrived. What? What? How? Why? It was a small caliber firearm that was removed from the scene, and he fired a few shots, one of which, yes, struck the guy in the head. So unless it blew it, like, it's not. No. Don't be friggin' exaggerating that sort of shit. The shooting comes just after a week after Governor Kathy Hochul announced she was sending hundreds of National Guard and state police into the subways to help with bag checks as a way to curb transit's crime. But no guardsmen were at the Hoyt Schumerhorn station on Thursday, sources said, leaving some locals puzzled. I thought they'd bring in the National Guard and extras to stop these kinds of things from happening. If they can't stop it, who can? Said a frustrated Zara Jones, who was 24.
Oh, shit.
What am I looking at here? Presumably this is the
Dude.
shooter. No, not the shooter, the guy
fucking dark.
Yeah, congratulations.
I hope he's the only one. I mean, not that. I hope there's no one else.
I don't know if that's the shooter or the.
I mean.
Okay. Where's the actual footage that they obtained? Because we've got still images out of it. Okay. All right. You've been warned. YouTube, don't ute me for this. If the stream goes down, I am live on Rumble. Okay. Like I said, trying to avoid talking about the topic. Notice how they mentioned it in the other article, but they didn't mention it in this one? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, he turned around and... Oh. Oh. Is that the knife hitting the thing there, or is that something? I think that might have been... Okay, that's enough of that. I don't think we need to play any more of that. Sovereign Bozeman, good to see you. Didn't know Alec Baldwin rode the subway. Woman using a phone just like it's all another day. You know, actually, I'm just going to pull this down for a second. I'm just going to preview where it stops. Okay, so now they're all running away. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. Okay. Let me just. It looks like the actual. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't actually look like it was caught on film, so that's fine. Call that a knife. Not really, no.
No, I'm got it now. I'm got it now. I'm got it now. Get that over there, baby. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out.
Sorry, I shouldn't be reading chat while I'm watching this because I'm sitting here laughing at some of the chats, and then there's a woman screaming on the stream. That's not a good look.
Let me out.
There's the gunshot. Another one. And then people are running. Whoa, Orc dropping 5 Aussie Overlaw'd memberships. Thank you, buddy. I really hope that the sound effects are actually playing today and I didn't just look like a dickhead dancing to nothing. Sounds like a clap, weird but so scary. Yeah. Love the hustle and bustle of the big city. It's so lively, and public transport is so much better than sitting in a car. Farmers neuter aggressive bulls. Why don't we neuter aggressive men? Cruel and unusual punishment, unfortunately. When you make people believe in absurdities, you can make people do atrocities, says someone smart. Fair enough. So yeah, so that was really the one that I wanted to talk about there. This, I would fully expect that the guy is going to have no real issue. I mean, apparently there's additional footage and whatnot, but I don't actually want to show that one because it does actually show the gun going off. But from the sounds of it, pure self-defense and defense of others. So I think that will be. Heard it, dude, but you still look like a dick. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, but speaking of swearing, let's talk about this Vox article. Just because sometimes it's good to see what the other side is thinking. Why the fuck does everyone have to swear all the fucking time? Curse words shift a lot over time, and they're in the middle of a big shift right now. Cries, Constance Grady, who for some reason feels the need to put her social media details in there. No one's ever actually going to bother reaching out to you, sweetheart. I forgot that this started with this. No, 5 gifts puts us halfway to doggo camp. Did he get arrested like the ex-Marine? Yes, he did. He was arrested before he was off the platform. Sorry, before he was even off the train. One may as well begin with all the smunts. Over the past few years, my social media feed has gradually filled up with all the people, largely American cis white women in their 30s, congratulating themselves on serving smunt. Smunty little librarian glasses are all the rage. Can a historian tell me why, as a society, we got less smunt? Demanded a viral TikTok in February that compared candy-colored Y2K technology with sleek post-iPhone contemporary tech. The quiz, are you really a serving smunt, or do you just like saying that? What the fuck is a serving smunt? What the, like... It's true, I get sick of all the fuckers swearing all the fucking time. I don't fucking know. I know, right? Yet about a decade ago, most of the people I know considered the word to be nearly unspeakable outside of rabbled British cinema. It was so offensive, so shocking that we called it the C word. I still call it the C word. It's one of the few words that I won't drop before the 2-hour mark. Watch it, dude. I swear like a sailor when provoked. Go over it. Fuck You acorn. Smunt is only the latest in a series of previously unspeakable words that have over time become trendy to say. Fuck is now in such a widespread use that it has come to seem a little antiquated that you still can't say it on network television. Remember those what the fork ads for the good place? Yeah, well. And TV long ago gave up on trying to ban phrases like arse and pissed off, although they were once considered so obscene that Lenny Bruce was arrested for using them. Subway shooter will face no charges. Sent you the link for the article. Thank you. My stomach. All I took was one bite of that pickle. Oh, man. I usually have an iron stomach, too. How bad is this pickle? In the face of all these dirty words, a person may be forgiven for asking, why the fuck are people swearing so goddamn much these days? It's hard to prove, says Michael Adams, author of In Praise of Profanity, that people actually are swearing more than they used to. There's a number of methodical reasons, he explains. For one thing, while people swear a lot on social media, it's hard to show that social media users are a representative sample of the population. No shit, Sherlock. Are you going to play the 13 words clip? Probably not. Got to have an iron stomach to be eating them 4 and 20 pies. Maybe that guy got a hold of your pickle. Oh, come on. I'm starting to think I got to get a secondary microphone just so you guys can hear. Just the. For another, we don't have a real sense of how much people swore 50 years ago, as there is unforesightfully failed to keep detailed records of who was swearing. The best one used to be Kmart. I shipped my pants commercials. But if people aren't swearing more than they used to, it does seem to be the case that they're swearing differently than they used to. The specific words that are judged to be profane change over time, says Benjamin Bergen, a professor of cognitive science and author of What the F, What Swearing Reveals About Our Language, Our Brain, and Ourselves. Because they're trying to take our rights away, and that's part of it, so fuck it. Good call. Shoffer says, I'm old enough to tell you. To understand how swear words change over time, here's a brief history lesson. How brief is it? Wait, what? The unspeakable words of today are the slurs. Ooh. This might just get interesting. Over the past few decades, the F word has grown steadily less offensive. Fucking oath it is. I only keep the fucking swear button because it's beneficial to the munchkin. Bergen thinks that we're seeing a generational shift in what kinds of words are considered, whoa, AC drafting. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you very much for that. Grounds, Your Honor, I object to the fuckery. That puts us $5 away from the Labracadabrador cam, which means I may have to go wake her up. Which is fine, because if I have to do that at the same time, I can get the... I can go and get my keys, and I can open this other thing that may just turn my stomach. So... yeah. Amateur Iconoclast, you know what the funny thing is? Because of YouTube and the rules and that sort of thing, I have a bigger problem saying that word than I do fuck. Like, godless society, no manners, don't teach proper behavior. That's why society has gone to shit. Which is exactly why I'm teaching my little girl manners. What happens if we spam Hayden with frog dick? Nothing. I'll just ignore you. Bergen thinks that we're seeing a generational shift. Folks who are maybe 40 or older tend to think of profanity as including words that describe bodily functions and sex, he said. In more recent survey data, younger Americans tend to judge these words far less offensively than older Americans do, to the point where the word shit shows up for most part as not even in the top 50 most offensive words. For folks 25 and younger, fuck is not in the top 20. It wouldn't let you say what you wanted. Oh. This is going to be bad. Bergen says the grandmother of these surveys is one performed by Kristen Janschwitz at UCLA in 2008. She said she gave her subjects a list of 460 words and asked them to rate each one for taboo or offensive, along with other factors. The final tally, fuck, is the fifth on the list of most taboo words, but doesn't appear in the top 10 most offensive. In other words, it's a word college students know you're not supposed to say, but that most of them aren't particularly bothered about hearing. Bergen gives a version of the same survey to 100 undergraduates every year, and he says fuck is only trending more and more steadily out of the offensive category over time. Profanity as we know it today evolves, spreads, and flourishes within subcultures, especially the subcultures of minority groups. There are places where you have very clear in versus out group relations, and oftentimes where you find close social bonds are high degrees of emotionality. Desensitized, new normal, exactly. They act like they don't use them. So when you get the most interestingly creative profanity and where it's most profanity overall. You can signal your membership within a marginalized subgroup by using the same profanity of the people within the group that they have reclaimed for themselves, which is why, as Fox News is always pointing out with deep outrage, it's okay for black people to use the N-word while not white people. Who the fuck wrote this? Oh, Vox. Yeah, that's right. Most of the exciting and interesting slang in the American English comes from subcultures, and profanity is no exception. Even the military, which gave us snafu and clusterfuck, can function as a... I actually had to think then. Yes, that includes the word fuck, so I have to hit the button. Can function as a linguistic subculture of its own colorful innovations of the F word. The queer community has historically tended to play with profanity with particular abandon. Dirty words about sex and bodies being of particular interest to the group, marginalized for their sexual preferences. Serving smunt, that fashionable phrase, comes from the drag scene and gradually made its way towards mainstream from there. Before I read this article, I had never heard that phrase. Serving smunt. And yes, I do use smunt in exchange for the C word, because that's the one word I will not say before the 2-hour mark. Fubar. Fucked up beyond repair. Beyond all repair, yes. Much like this show. What was once restricted to the drag community and understood to be a marker of that community's identity now ends up seeping into mainstream culture through media like RuPaul's Drag Race, says Adams. But then before you know it, people are using words that they don't know where they came from. They don't know what they signify to the people who they mattered to first. Are they really trying to DEI profanity? Sounds like a cunny stunt. Where are we? And before you know it, people are using words they don't know where they came from. They develop meanings, or people start using them in ways that don't really correspond with their subgroup origins. In some ways, that's just the history of language. A lot has to happen, though, for serving smunt to go from Paris is burning to the Twitter account of a cis straight white woman. My stomach just turned and it didn't involve the pickle. That one did. Oh, excuse me. Bad pickle. Bad pickle. There are a few different theories as to why sex and body words have become less taboo over time. One possible factor is the rise of social media, where people write for a far wider audience as informally as they talk to their close friends in private. It used to be that the only media you could consume was highly edited. With social media, all of a sudden now we have a direct access to people's informal language. Fucking oath we do. If we have access to people's informal communication, and that includes more profanity, that just means we're going to be exposed to more of it, and that's going to normalize it. And so people become injured. Injured? How about you just say, no, it's normalized? Imagine the words aren't used as they were originally. I know, right? I didn't think that a pickle would be the cause of the second time we saw Hayden throw up on stream. I don't think I'm going to throw up, but I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy the trip to Graceland as much as I was going to. Don't think adding bread and milk for the stomach, I know what I speak. Fair enough, I appreciate that. The Coke was probably a bad idea with the pickle, let's be honest. COVID apparently has had a role to play too. In the post-lockdown work-from-home era, swearing in the workplace seems to have begun trending up. In 2022, the office software Centennial reported that from 2020 to 2021, the incident of expletives in conference call transcripts jumped from 104 to 166. Oh, shock horror! Someone in a conference call learned to say the word fuck. Like I give a fuck. Man dies holding pickle from a cold head. Munchkin's going to buy a house soon. Yeah, well, you know. I never said how much goes in the swear jar when I press the button. Business formality, they noted in its analysis of the trend, is on its way out. It seems to be harder for people to keep their language office friendly when they're dialing into Zoom meetings from their couches. And as public profanity becomes more common, the division between office language and private language comes to seem more and more artificial. There's also the issue of they're blaming Trump for his no fucking way. Oh my god! This is going to take me a second. This is going to take me a second. They're blaming Trump for the rise in the use of the word fuck. There's also the issue of the rise of Donald Trump, who the New York Times once dubbed the profanity president. Trump swears frequently, publicly, and gleefully, shithole countries, I fired his ass, grab him by the pussy, etc. And his supporters love him for it. They consider Trump swearing to be part of his authenticity, proof that he really is one of them. Go-Ho Shane dropping another 5 Aussie Overlaw'd memberships. Thank you very much, buddy. That does mean that I shall return with Labrador. Give me 1 second. And I shall get rid of my keys as well so I can open this. And we can see if I can actually puke on stream. Let's go with this. And we're back. All right, where are we? Nope, bring back the news page. There we go. We have the Labrador cam, and thank you very much to everyone that has done that has contributed to that. And more importantly, we have the keys, we have the bottle opener, we have me potentially puking because that pickle was bad enough as it is. And now, oh, the carbonation sounds bad on that. Oh, come on! Jesus, do you Yanks just not like to have bottles that open? What the hell? There we go. Where are we? Speaking to someone that is, say, a priest or a bishop is different than speaking with friends and family or in an office setting. Some can do both, while some can't do either. That's a good point. Are you right? Was it a twist top? No, I tried. Otherwise, I would have. Okay, here we go. This is so Lester's Fixins, which I have on good authority, almost never have repeat customers. And today we have the coffee flavored soda. That's true. I can't speak to a priest or a bishop. I burst into flame. I'm kind of similar in that regard. I'm not much. I'm not. See, the irony is, I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but that's not bad. It just tastes like a sweet cup of coffee. Chug it. I'm not chugging it, Stingy. I've already added enough carbonation. I don't think it's a good idea. Okay. It kind of tastes like McDonald's hotcakes, which is really weird. Hayden becomes their one and only loyal customer. Maybe. Like, I've definitely had worse things. Like that pickle. Okay. In apparent rank-and-file answer, politicians began to swear with public abandon. A 2019 analysis from GovPredict found that politicians posted curse words to Twitter fewer than 200 times in 2016. And in 2018, politicians cursed over 2,500 times. God forbid that a politician should, I'm more interested about this. So fuck isn't that offensive to millennials and Gen Z, but slurs are. In the new study, the N-word is found to be the most offensive and most taboo of all words on her list. It's also so taboo that it's against Vox style to spell the word out under most circumstances. I think you see a lot of intentional education of kids describing the ways in which slurs and other terms of abuse can be harmful, and I don't think that it's a thing that's really discussed in the 80s or the 90s around kids. You see it internalized by younger folks and Gen Z and so on, to the point where they take it onto themselves to educate older people about their attitude towards slurs. All I'll say to you kids, you try and teach me about how you feel about things, I'm just going to tell you to get fucked. Moore points out that when religious and sexual swears were still shocking, racial epitaphs mostly weren't. When they made Gone with the Wind in 1939, they made such a big deal about putting the word damn in there, she said, but the N-word was just going to be in there like it was totally fine until some other black actors objected. Societal consciousness of that as a potential slur only happened quite recently in the bigger scheme of things. In the context, the oddity of smunt becomes a little clearer. Smunt is unusual because it's both a bodily expletive and a gendered slur. Or, if you're Australian, it's a greeting. After decades evolving into the drag ball scene, it's ripe for reclamation. But it's also almost unspeakable, ranked 6th on the list of taboo words. Can we just agree that words are not violence? Absolutely. And in Australia, isn't it illegal for politicians to not curse? No, it is illegal for them to refuse to chug a beer. Gendered slur like dick? Yep. But, blokes, white, heterosexual men are the only ones that you cannot be derogatory or discriminatory against in any way, shape, or form. So, your knife doesn't have a bottle opener? I didn't have my knife with me. Tangle it. Steve Irwin never swore, even though he was bitten and stung by everything. He never swore on camera. And I do praise the man for that. Where are we? Shit. All right. That makes it potentially hurtful, but it also makes it exceptionally exciting to say. It is a rare thing, a word about both sex and bodies that still has the power to shock. Still have no idea that this word existed. What is its meaning? Which word? There's plenty of words that that have. Look, as bad as it sounds, words are just that. Words are just words. There's a comedian that I really should take a clip of him and have it on hand, because I very much believe everything that he says about it. Offense can only be taken, not given. If you have a problem with something that I say, that's a you problem. If you don't like what I have to say, just turn off the camera. Just exit YouTube. Hell, walk away from me down the street. I don't give a flying fuck, because it's literally I should not have to censor what I say to keep you happy. Eddie, is it? No, I think it was George. I think AC's got it on that. So, but no, it's literally a case of just, it kind of sounds like Ricky Gervais. Yeah, maybe. Oop, too far. There we go. I find the word "the" offensive. Well, "the" can get fucked. Saying being offended by you is saying being offended by what you say is my problem offends me. I demand a public apology. Fuck right off. Right. Speaking of what people can and can't say, the US Supreme Court has ruled public officials can be sued for blocking users on social media in certain circumstances. The Supreme Court ruled on Friday that public officials can be sued for blocking users on social media if the official posts about state matters and is authorized to speak for the state. The court decided that blocking users only qualifies as state action under Title 42, which authorizes lawsuits against public officials for deprivation of rights if the official possessed the actual authority to speak on the state's behalf and use that authority when posting on social media. This means public officials who do not use social media this way cannot be sued for blocking another user. It's been established for a while. Well, I mean, there was an argument that they should have been able to. Anyway, point is, there was a case that went up in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, the court decided that blocking users only qualify. The court crafted this test after hearing two cases in which public officials blocked social media users. In one, Linked versus Freed, the court considered whether Port Huron, Michigan City manager James Freed could be sued for violating Kevin Linked's First Amendment free speech rights by deleting his comments and blocking him on Facebook. In another, O'Connor Ratcliffe v. Garnier. No shit, really? Honest question, you mentioned a swear jar. What's it for? A new home? No, the swear jar goes to the little one. Basically, that's it. Surrender your Australian card. Nope. So every time I say fuck, I hit this button, and basically the swear jar goes to my daughter. At the end of the year, it gets put towards something special for her, either like a particular toy or a trip or, you know, by the time she's 16, maybe a car. But no, it's mostly, for a while there, I was trying to curb the swearing, and then I just fucking realized that there was no fucking point, because if YouTube doesn't like me anyway, then what the fuck am I going to do about it? I'm just going to keep fucking swearing, and it's going to have no fucking impact on the show whatsoever. Get her a microphone. So the wife and the child are out of the house at the moment. But basically, for anyone that missed the start of the show, after this, we're going to be doing a trip to a permanent food fair, which is called Grazeland. Graze. Got it right this time. And we're taking you with us. I'm going to stream the entire thing, which is going to be interesting because that means that the wife has to drive. Insert your good logic jokes here. But because I checked the road rules, if I'm to stream while we're on the road, I cannot have a screen or anything pointed in my general direction that may distract me. That's the rules. So I could potentially stream my trips to my regional office or whatever, but I would have to use like a GoPro to stream it or record it and then upload it. And I wouldn't be able to have my camera or chat up or anything like that. So you missed one of the F-bombs when adjusting the camera. Oh, well. My brother hates me because I brought his youngest daughter a microphone. By the time she's 16, she'll get a private jet. You know what? I wanted to talk about this one, but I'm just finding it so freaking boring. Where are we? Got to talk about Epic Games. Okay. So, use the swear jar today. She'll eat well. So apparently Epic Games is suing Apple and Google in Australia. They already did this previously in the US. Now it's going to be under Australian anti-competition laws. Line them up and knock them over. I think this will be a little bit more interesting. When Apple's first iPhone launched in 2007, all of its apps were made by Apple. Steve Jobs was reluctant to allow apps by third-party developers on the iPhone, according to his biography by Walter Isaacson. He ultimately caved to pressure with the launch of the App Store in 2008, but the company wanted strict control over what was allowed on the platform. Which was revealed in an email in 2021. Apple's control over the Daramuth. How you doing, buddy? Cheers. Appreciate the $5 Rumble rant. Oh, hang on. That means I need a. There we go. No more Fortnite. Oh no, there'll be Fortnite. Hayden's not Jewish. What? Why would you think I was Jewish? What? Just no. Speaking of games, have you heard about Sweet Baby Inc. pushback? Sweet Baby Inc. is a woke narrative company in Canada. For anyone that doesn't know, they're ruining games single-handedly. I was trying to steer clear of the gaming stuff and the anime stuff. I mean, for everything that's going on with the VTubers, Mindset Andrew's pretty much got that covered. For the gaming sort of stuff, I mean, either Lofty, even I'm not sure if Hoag's covered it at all. As bad as it sounds, when it comes to this show, I try and leave my hobbies out of it, as weird as that may sound, because and I've had someone wrap me over the back of the head of this, the head for this before. I don't like stepping on other YouTubers' toes. But more to the point, I'm also freaking terrified of looking like a freaking moron. And by the time I run a law firm, look after the daughter, make sure that the wife's okay because she's still on crutches, look after everything else that's going on in my life, I have very, very little time to do actual research. That's why we do the show the way we do. I react to news articles, I react to video footage, I react to whatever else. To be able to actually cover things properly. Thanks for appearing in chat Friday. No worries about the pay it forward thing. Don't care about it. It would be nice to have you on Dara chat though. Yeah, more than happy to, dude. I think you sent me some dates. I purely just need to sit down and work out my calendar. Hello? That would be the little one home.
I can't remember.
Hang on, stop there because the camera's on. What's up?
What do you mean by your message? Mommy said to me.
What did I mean by the message? Oh, well, it's a little bit late now. The message was if she's going to be in too much pain with her leg, then I won't stream the trip, but it's a little bit late now. It's all right. Don't worry about the message. Is Mrs. Okay? She Angel walked over tail wagging. Yeah, she loves the little one. What do you call it? She hurt her knee, and basically, the leg problems in this household are ridiculous. I'm periodically down with pain in either foot. The wife has basically torn something in her knee, and she's been on crutches probably the last how long, babe? The last 6 weeks? Yeah, so 6 to 8 weeks. You're flexible. Just remember to have the. I just remember to have the 15-hour time difference. Yeah, no worries. That's when you talk to us. I just know that's when you talk to us. I know just about everything about that company. Oh, no shit. Okay. And he's going to have to build a wheelchair ramp in the house soon. Some days it fucking feels like it really does. But anyway, yeah, so that's more or less why I do the show the way that I do, is that while I'm, like as bad as it sounds, until things take off and I am able to scale back the law firm, I can't do the things that I want to do. But that's why I appreciate the 90 of you watching on YouTube and the 12 of you watching on Rumble. Driving Mr. Neiman. So backs are pretty bad too. Yeah. Take a flight to Mexico, cross the border illegally, of course, then live in the US. I would, but at the moment I'm making full use of our universal healthcare. Okay. Anyway. Now that I know that the family is home, that means that I need to get through this as quickly as possible so we can get ready and get on the road to go to Graysland. So what I might do is truncate the articles, but I didn't. Oh, I haven't done my news in 60 seconds. Today was going to be the first evolution of the news in 60 seconds. I'm going to remove that just because the dogs decided to walk off with the little one. Real life pass and go, collecting way more than 200. Yeah, basically. As a Texan, what the hell is universal healthcare? Okay, hang on. Because we're going to do this. Because I need to introduce this, because this is going to be a new thing. And we might finish up the show just so that I can sort a few other things out before we get on the road. For anyone that doesn't know, there's going to be another stream today. I'm taking you on the road with me to go to this fair. I'm taking the family with me. it should be funny because the wife's looking, shouldn't step on other YouTubers' toes, you should jump on them. I think that's just my personality. And it's something that I'm still struggling with, and it's something that I'm still going to work on. If Sweet Baby Stink hadn't went woke with Starfield as and Dan Vance wouldn't have kicked off Gamergate 2. At some point in time, you just need to say D's nuts. I'd love to see, but hopefully in an hour and a half, my neighbors will have stopped playing karaoke and I can go to bed. Fair enough. All right. Let's do this. A woman is suing a nail salon after claims that she got infected with herpes. She says that the nail tech didn't use gloves and kept her tools in an Altoids container. The woman is seeking $175 million in damages. I guess you could say that the nail salon is really hitting the nail on the head when it comes to spreading infection. It was a road trip on another level. Nathaniel Forch Pratt is accused of kidnapping his girlfriend during a road trip from Illinois to California. The woman reportedly stuck her head out the window and mouthed, "Help me," to the cops, who stopped what they were doing to try and help the woman. He then took the police on a high-speed chase, which eventually ended on US 95. A Maine man was charged with tampering with consumer products that he laced a batch of... Tampering with consumer products after he laced... damn it. A Maine man was charged with tampering with consumer products after he laced a batch of coffee Oreo-flavored ice cream with THC and stored it with other batches of ice cream in a freezer at Roots local cafe in Newmarket. The ice cream was then sold to consumers in March of 2023. Several people, including a child, became ill after eating it and later tested positive for THC. The charge of tampering with consumer products carries a sentence of up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Is that a snake in your undies, or are you just happy to see me? A snake catcher who was called home in Queensland, Australia, where the second most venomous snake in the world was found literally hiding amongst the undies in a resident's bedroom. The snake was caught and relocated into the wilderness. That did not go anywhere near as planned. Ashley Casey dropping a $20 super chat. Thank you very much for that. Oh, what? Love it. Just wrapping up. Yep, so that is an absolute no-probe. That is absolutely no-probe. And I'm getting the wind-up because the family wants to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here. Keep an eye out. The link will go up shortly, guys. And I will see you all soon for the road trip. We're looking forward to it. But otherwise, people, please, for the love of God, always remember, you are not a piece of shit. You do have value and you do contribute to society, especially those of you that have hit that like button. Double-checked whether or not you still subscribe because YouTube's doing the thing where it unsubscribes people again. But, as always, stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, and I'll see you all very shortly. Cheers, peeps.
Are you finished?
This is what I'm dealing with, people.
Because I want to go.
I know you want to go. I tell you what, hang on. You come here for a second. Oh, damn it, I've still got the wrong audio avatar on. Whoops. You come here and tell everyone where we're going and why you're excited.
Where are we going, Daddy?
We're going to go to Graysland and try all the new different foods.
We're gonna go to Graceland.
It's gonna be fun, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm excited because I picked up yummy food.
Oh, you picked out some yummy foods to try?
They're gonna be fun because one was donut.
Oh, there's donuts?
Yeah, and it was a whole lot of wines and then icing on the top.
It's a whole lot of donuts with a whole lot of icing on top.
Yes.
Are you going to get ice cream?
No.
No?
Icing.
Icing, no ice cream. Oh, just icing. Okay. All right. Can you say bye-bye to everybody?
Bye-bye.
Love you all. I'll see you soon.
I did it, yeah, so I could hear.
The mic is fine. They would have heard you. You didn't have to blow everyone's ears out.
This shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.